Hi community, welcome to this pick a card reading. My name is Alina and this is Angel's Cup Tarot. Today we're going to find out why people crush on you. We have 3 piles to choose from, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. And you can pause the video if you need some time to pick and choose a pile. I'll leave the timestamps in the description box down below so you can click directly to your reading. Without further ado, let's get started. Pile number 1, if you chose this deck or this crystal, then this is your reading. And I already pre-pulled your oracle cards, and we're going to pull some more tarot cards together and find out why people crush on you. Why do people crush on pile number 1? Why do people crush on pile number 1? Yeah, we're going to take these. And we'll also take this deck. Why do people crush on pile number 1? Let's see. Pile number 1, let's find out why people crush on you. So we already see the 9 of Swords in reverse. So you ease people's mind. With the 6 of Swords in reverse, you don't hold a grudge. 6 of Pentacles in reverse. Oh. See you again. This is the Fool, I guess. Or it's the World. It doesn't have a number, and it's definitely a major arcana. And then we have the 5 of Cups in reverse. And then we have the 10 of Wands upright. Seems as though you're helping other people quite a lot. The 2 of Swords upright. So you could also be doing tarot card readings. Don't have to, but just because of the depiction. 2 of Pentacles upright. Interesting. The Moon. It's a mystery to you, pile 1. And the 7 of Pentacles. And then we have the Jack of Hearts. And we also have the 7 of Swords. So 7 and 7. Yeah, and in this pile, it's the Chariot. So they're in for a ride with you. See how, like, this carriage, how these people look frightened. So it's like in for a ride with you. And then you inspire people, so be inspired. Let's put this over here somewhere. 4 of Action, 4 of Wands, so stability, though, like, this is a ride, you still give stability. You literally have rider, so this is talking about adventure, being a ride. See how similar this depiction is? Somewhat, wow, I can't. This is unheard of. See how one is frightened and one is like enjoying the ride? And it almost looks the same in this one as well. So we have the Chariot twice, if you will, or ride or twice. Quite the catch, pile number 1. People definitely crush on you because you inspire them. You inspire them to be better. You inspire them to solve conflicts like you do and to also solve problems like you do. I would say that you have magnificent problem-solving skills that inspire people. With the 9 of Swords, as I was mentioning in reverse, you ease people's mind and they enjoy that quite a bit. You don't hold grudges. I'm not sure if you forgive people too fast and move on and see it from a different perspective, see it from their side. I would say that you are very empathetic, so you can also get a good sense and get a good grip on how someone else might feel, so you take on almost their point of view to understand it better or understand conflict better. And by doing that, you don't hold grudges against people and you make amends easily and you ease their mind. Maybe this is a little much, maybe spirit's stepping in, and this is also to see this pattern, for you to see this pattern, but people cannot wait to see you again. It's something magnetic about your appearance, and you you have this pull dynamic and pull energy toward you. So it doesn't mean that with appearance you don't have to be conventionally beautiful. It's more so your energy is definitely very beautiful, but you could absolutely be beautiful with a Jack of Hearts. So this is reminding me of keeping appearance and taking effort into detail. But yeah, again, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, this is talking about one-sided charity. You might overextend yourself for people quite a bit, and the people that are currently in your life, they do enjoy that about you. So yeah, maybe this is, as I was mentioning, for you to see certain patterns in your relationships as well. But the people that are currently in your life do very much enjoy you overextending yourself to a certain degree, especially with the 10 of Wands upright. So I would say that you go above and beyond for people. You try to solve their problems, maybe because you know how difficult it can be to walk in those shoes. And this is why people feel like you're quite the catch, because you solve a lot of their problems. You never shy away from helping one out. You seem to be very capable. People just feel like they can never lose with you, especially with the Five of Cups in reverse. So if someone feels like something was spilled milk, because you can take on their perspective, they don't feel like that any longer, since for them it's a third person perspective that you give them, and by that they don't feel lack. And again, this is giving me a little bit of a shadowy aspect to connections that are currently in your life, but from a very bright perspective. This is also talking about your ability to see the good in every obstacle and to always look at things from a lens of what is there to learn and what is there to gain. You don't dwell on what is not working, instead you focus on what does, and that moves the needle, not only for you but also for other people. And it seems to be very rare, so people find that this is a rare quality that you possess. The people in your life do definitely not see that in other people, so that makes you very special, and that makes you stand out because you just don't let little petty things control your happiness. You also seem to be someone that can balance a lot of things and make decisions very wisely and invest in the future. So you could also be a very good investment for the future, or people view you as a good investment for the future. They feel as though you plan relationships and things in your life to be long lasting, or that's your intent, and it shows. People can definitely see that because they feel like you go above and beyond to solve their problems, to be there for them. So that's why people enjoy being around you, because they feel like you dissolve their problems, you dissolve their misery. And it almost seems as though your empathetic nature can feel to people like you're dissolving their karma, or when they're around you, they're not confronted with their karma. I would also say, I don't think that people necessarily pick up on that right away, but I would also say that you're extremely guided and extremely protected. So it seems as though that karma doesn't reach people in your life, because once you're around them, this protection is almost also extended to them, because you don't regard your happiness as being something that is solely based upon how well you do, but you also extend that to people that you're friends with, your family, love connections. So people feel like this aura is extended to them, and you always keep an open door and an open mind toward the people in your life. You are very intuitive, with the moon being here in the mirror. Again, I would say that you do quite some reflection work. You reflect upon your own doings, and I would say that you are very mysterious to people as well, because you have this alluring magnetic pull that we were talking about earlier. And then you also are someone who people feel like they're in for a ride around. They have a lot of fun, they enjoy life when they're around you. It's like a fun, happy time when they're around you, with Rido and the Chariot, and things seem to be moving very quickly. Whenever someone is around you, they feel like they're part of this fun, joyous ride, and you provide stability. What's also making me feel like that is we have the fourth action, which is the fourth Wands, that is talking about safety and contentment and security. It's stability. And then we have Rido with this slide, and it's on, and the construction is on four Wands as well. And also this sign with the rune on it, with the R of the rune on it, is also on a one. So what's very significant to me is that the bunny that's up front seems to be a stoned, but they take more of the scary part of the ride. Like they take on more of the scary part so that someone can feel joy. That's what this is giving. So you provide the stability in the fun in life. So again, there's a shadow aspect to that, and there's also a light side. And I would say that Spirit is telling us this to see certain patterns and to be aware of certain patterns. It could almost feel like you created certain dynamics that depend on you being this way. And I would say that Spirit's coming through and telling us that there is more to you than just that. And once you realize that, you will attract more people into your life that don't depend on you to serve them as much as many people in your life currently do. You definitely add to people's life. You seem to be very reasonable and yeah, just lots of fun to be around still. And that's something that's mysterious to people because they feel like, how can someone be so much fun and always seem like they have like the next best thing to come, and something is always happening with this person. There's always something fun to look out for, but how can they still be so stable? And I would say this stems from you overextending yourself for people. It's almost like you take on their karma as well. And I don't mean that in a mean and cruel way. Just as I was mentioning, maybe Spirit wants to hint to you that you are so prosperous and there's so much to you. And yeah, such a magnetic pull that once you realize that there's so much to you, and you're definitely allowed to enjoy connections that are more equal give and take, because I feel as though certain connections in your life may not have this dynamic ongoing right now where you need to overextend yourself, because people depend on that quite a bit. And also, once you establish a certain dynamic, it seems as though this is what people expect you to do as well. You don't make stupid decisions. You have immense planning abilities and you use those. I would say that people can depend on you as well when you make plans with them to show up, and they're inspired by your work ethic. They're inspired by your warm-hearted nature and inspired by, yeah, how inviting you are. But what I was just realizing is that we have this theme park tarot, which is all about rides. And then you have two cards which are depicting that people are in for a ride with you, a lot of fun, a lot of, yeah, just unforeseen events with you. There's always something special that you have up next. It feels as though you're quite the mastermind in your journey, but you really take other people in for the ride with you. So they're always excited what's next, even what's next with you where they're not involved. And you might tell people what you did and still you seem to be extremely balanced. So things don't really take a toll on you, or that's what people think, that you can balance this in-between act of having the next best thing and then going back to more balance and more quiet time. Though we don't see a lot of quiet time, but I would say that you still need this balance, because someone with capabilities like you do, maybe that's not what people right off the bat notice when it comes to you, what it takes for you to do all of this. And it could be that people feel like it comes natural to you, though it doesn't have to be the case, especially with the 10 of Wands. So they can see the struggle, and people might have seen you struggle and come out of on the other side like it was nothing. Or they might have, no, that's the case. They've seen you overcome certain things that could have easily broken someone else, but you made it seem like it was nothing. People feel like you always have the upper hand, even if it doesn't seem that way as well. So in situations where people thought, wow, that's a struggle, that should break one, you remained calm and balanced, or that's what people thought. And then you've gotten the upper hand on something. And that's always a pattern with you, having the upper hand in things. With the depiction of the Two of Swords, people feel like you play your cards right in life. You play them in a way they don't necessarily understand. And then once time has passed, it seemed like a wise and well-informed investment in hindsight. But once you made this choice, or you made this investment in certain things, it didn't seem as obvious. So it was shocking almost to people. Not shocking, I'm not getting the right term for this energy. People would have taken more caution in that instance. You had some sort of insight with the moon. You always have some sort of insight on what to do next. So for you, it's well informed. And people also trust that now because they've seen outcomes that you can have with what you do. But people don't understand that logic when you come to certain decisions, or how you come to certain decisions, and they don't move the same way as you do. They find it astonishing. They find it fascinating. It really pulls people in how you do these things. It's almost like doing alchemy to them. And it also seems as though you decide on something and then that's what it is. And then you move forward and you start to invest in something, and it always brings results. And that fascinates people. And with the Jack of Hearts, you're definitely someone who's alluring just by this magnetic energy that you have. But also I would say that you're very focused on detail when it comes to your appearance at times, because we see this hat in like People feel like you're charming. You know what to say. You know what to say to make others feel good about themselves, because I think this is due to this being able to take on other people's viewpoints. Yeah. People feel like you have a mysterious aura around you that pulls them in. So you're extremely unusual, because usually if there's stability with someone, people can be quite boring or lack nuance, whilst you are this joyous, adventurous, always out for the next best adventure, and still extremely stable whilst doing so. So like there's this unusual approach that still gets you the results, and people are just fascinated by it. And it's a lot of fun to be around you. And I would say there are people that make you feel like equal give and take in your life, or make you feel more, but those I would say are less in your life, or for some of you even almost non-existing, with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. But with the depiction of the Chariot and the number 7, the 7 of Swords, we did see people being next to each other, but with Rido. No, I'm not going to take that part. So that is why some people crush on you. Pile number 1, was a pleasure to read your energy. Hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose this deck or this crystal, then this is your reading, and I already pre-pulled your oracle cards so we can pull the tarot together. Why do people crush on pile number 2, Spirit? Why do people crush on pile number 2? Those are too many. Okay. Why do people crush on pile number 2? Okay, those are too many, so we're only going to take the Queen of Cups. Why do people crush? Why do people crush on? Actually, let's just take these. So we have the Moon, the Knight of Wands in reverse, the Moon in reverse, and the Seven of Cups in reverse, as well as the High Priestess in reverse. We have the Queen of Cups upright, and we also have the Queen of Pentacles upright. We have Judgment upright, and that was on the bottom of the deck before I started shuffling, so that was the first thing I saw. You come to right decisions and right conclusions with people, and you don't see things for illusions. I once read a book where it was, I think that's a TikTok favorite right now. It's about magic and magic abilities, and someone is able to see right through people. They don't see illusions. And whilst other people may see illusions, you don't do that. So what else do we see? The Hermit in reverse. Okay. And then we have the 7 of Diamonds, which is the 7 of Pentacles, which came out for pile number 1 as well. And then we have Ingots. Cute depiction of that. Let's get that right here. And then we also have Seeing Clearly, which is the Hanged Man. It's time to view things from a different perspective. You have the blessed gift to see past the current situations and envision amazing possibilities. Don't worry the pause and momentum while you rethink your plan won't last. Embrace your uniqueness and allow it to serve you. You seem to stand out from the crowd quite a bit, pile number 2. Wake. Interesting. Very special, pile number 2. 10 of Abundance. Heaven has provided so many blessings. Your family members are bonded and working together. The children are provided for, and a comfortable retirement will one day come along. You've taught your family the grace that comes from knowing right from wrong, and you should be very proud. People crush on you because you say things for what they are. You keep things extra real. You don't leave things unsaid. When there is something on your mind, I would say that you don't necessarily sugarcoat things to please others. So people like your realness. They like how real you keep things. They like how you cut right through the BS. In terms of your words, it feels like you don't try to sugarcoat or charm people in order to please them. You don't like unrealistic expectations. So you really do keep it real with people, and people enjoy that you don't take any BS from no one. You seem to be extremely creative and very much in flow state, with the Queen of Cups being here, and very in tune with your emotions, very in tune with your happiness, and also with other people's happiness, with their wants and needs, with a literal depiction of the Queen of Cups. You could be into arts. You could be into any type of creative endeavors. People enjoy your creativity. They also enjoy your creativity whenever you hang out. And in order to find more like-minded people, it would be very beneficial to express more of your creative side, because that's what people enjoy most about you. And that is what really draws people in. They're fascinated by that. They're fascinated by the way you are in flow state whenever you do something creative. You could do something creative for work, but it could also just be that you do creative stuff when you're around your friends, and or that's how your family views you, as someone who's extremely creative. And it could be that you're a very good cook, with a literal depiction of the Queen of Pentacles. So definitely your queen. If you're male, then you just have this very intuitive and soft side that people enjoy about you, that you're very much in tune with your emotions. And yeah, still with the Queen of Pentacles, very capable, we're very stable, grounded, committed to the goal. And you have this real good balance of being creative, being in flow state, and still being extremely worldly. So people enjoy that about you. I think that you have a very intuitive side, with ingots being here and the way, and seeing clearly. So you see things from different lenses, different perspectives. You have like a very interesting mind. But with the High Priestess in reverse, your life isn't only based on your spirituality. You don't express your spirituality in this weird way where you're only extremely one-sided and everything else is not existent. Like, I would say that you're extremely practical in your day-to-day life, and people enjoy that about you. People enjoy your approach to your spirituality. They feel like it's fascinating to have someone who's so in tune, but who's also not pretending to be this overemphasized version of spirituality that I feel like in the New Age community you can see quite often. People that aren't practical to their spirituality, or they sugarcoat their flaws by going very extremely in one direction in terms of their spirituality, and you don't do that. You stay extremely focused and practical about your spirituality, though you still allow this flow state, which makes you extremely creative and makes you also be able to express that in a form that people can understand and relate to. So people enjoy that about you immensely. I get a sense of a lot of people valuing you extremely. And if you feel like there could be more like-minded people in your life, then expressing your creativity and seeking for fun activities can really draw that in. Spirit is emphasizing that with Spirit's emphasizing on that with the Queen of Cups and the depiction we get. You just have this very loving nature, and the balance that you create really draws people in. People love to be over at your place. People love what you have to say. People love your news because you put them in such a captivating way. Like, I would say that you're a good storyteller, or people feel that way. With the Queen of Pentacles, she's giving like storyteller, good host. For a lot of you, I'm getting that you host the best dinner parties and your food is very good. You make sure that people are happy, but you stay in tune with how much you can give, which is quite the contrast to pile number one, I want to say. But with Judgment being here, you make very good decisions and you form them based on what's working and what's not working for you, and certain lessons learned. You've integrated certain things. There was something I got from you that made you feel stuck in the past, and you freed yourself from that by establishing a different judgment when it comes to people, situations, and maybe certain events that in the past have been draining, siphoning or stealing from your happiness, consciously or subconsciously, doesn't matter. But I would say due to that, you test the waters with people more now, and you also make sure that when you invest in people, there's also this reciprocity, and you let people come correct first before you make decisions and before you judge their character. And that may have not been the case in the past. We see this with a Knight of Wands and the Judgment card and the Queen of Pentacles. So being more stable in terms of how you judge people, or how much you commit to people, how much you give, and how you establish connections. That differs from the past. I would say that you don't connect to people on their mere potential, and you wouldn't want the same thing from someone else, so you don't do that. With the Seven of Cups in reverse, you take it for what it is. Also with people, you take people now, what you see is what you get type of way. So you don't try to fantasize about certain qualities that people have, and people can feel that. They can sense that by the energy you give off. So you wouldn't invest in people, or you wouldn't give certain people the time of day if they didn't come correct. So that's how people feel around you, that you're a no nonsense person. Also with the high priestess in reverse and the hermit in reverse, I would say that sometimes people would want to have you around more. I actually, with the hermit in reverse, get someone who comes off their shell more, or you could be very extroverted around people, but at heart sometimes an introvert. So because we still have the energy of the hermit here, even though it's in reverse, and we still have the high priestess, and I get you being a very spiritual person, but yeah, people would definitely love for you to come out more, to join them more in activities, in fun, in if you experience a lot of joy and happiness in your life, you would be surprised of how much more of that you can experience, because you have this magnetic pull towards you, which is mostly established by your no-nonsense personality, and the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. All these energies together, they form someone who's extremely magnetic, especially with Judgment being here. Really like this no-nonsense and being selective, and that draws people in. So people love that about you. And you could have like a much bigger friend circle, I get, than you already have, or you already established, because you're so magnetic. And with the Seven of Pentacles, which we had in pile number 1 as well, you are a very good investment and for people, because they feel like they can see a future with you, and they also feel as though once you set your mind to something, or once you made up your mind about something, there's no way in stopping you of getting what you want. You are someone who targets certain things and then makes sure to get them, and you are very abundant. So with the 10 of abundance, like you might be wealthy or very well off, or you just have this refined, that's definitely the case, that you have this refined character which screams wealth. And with you, I get a sense of like old money, or like that's definitely your vibe. If that isn't in your life, you definitely have this type of abundant mindset, and that could just be energetically, but we definitely have that in conjunction with the Queen of Pentacles. You're well aware of your worth, and I think at this point you wouldn't settle for anything less, especially with the depiction of Judgment. Something from the past might have really struck you and unlocked a certain understanding within you. I think you're extremely beautiful with the Queen of Cups, and people also do think that with ingots as a rune. So that is talking about potency and drive, and a certain drive, if you know what I mean. So people find you very attractive physically, and they feel as though like it would be a pleasure to be engaged in physical activity, to put it that way. Like, weird way to put it, but I'm trying to tiptoe my way around that. So yeah, but you get the message. The way you dress also is very alluring to people in that sense. Like, even if that isn't the most revealing, it gives off a certain energy and a certain vibe that is very alluring to people. You captivate people's attention very easily because you stand out with ingots. Your vibe is definitely different. You exude positive energy, you exude positivity, and if you're female, you exude femininity. And this is weird to say, but you also exude fertility for certain people in your life or around you. So that's something to keep in mind. And yeah, people definitely would like for you to be around more. There's certain people that really want more of your attention. There's certain people coming through that would love to spend more time with you. And what people also love about you is that you are very attractive, very magnetic. You seem to be well off in a sense. So maybe that's not going to be the thing for everyone, but a lot of you are extremely abundant, like literally wealthy, especially with the Queen of Pentacles here and the 10 of abundance. As I was mentioning, could just be that you have a very abundant mindset. People love that about you. It pulls them in, but it doesn't seem as though you're on a high horse with the High Priestess. So you don't put yourself on this pedestal of I'm above certain people, I'm better than. So people love that about you. You seem to be approachable, but not all the time, but at times. And you have the ability to shift your perspective quite a bit, and you can see things from different lenses, different perspectives. And I would say that also enables you to come to better solutions, and like definitely creates this well-informed decision-making process, which is attractive to people, that you make such great decisions. You're a very discerning person. You have extremely good judgment, and that's because you can see things from multiple perspectives with seeing clearly, and this is the Hanged Man. So you see things that people don't see, which is again reminding reminding me of this book, and actually I think it's something with Atlas in it. It was definitely a TikTok favorite, like from Book Talk for a while, that you can see past illusions. People are captivated by you seeing so many possibilities and envisioning great possibilities for the future, but you're not in this mode of illusion and creating illusions. There's like no nonsense with you, as I was mentioning, but that's also, you see is what you get. What I really get is someone, if you're a female, then you look good with and without makeup to people, or you don't have to create illusions in order to be liked, and people love that about you. And that's also something that you roll with and that your energy rolls with. So yeah, very captivating to people again. And you envision amazing possibilities for the future, but they're not just fantasies with you. It's like what you see is what you get, and you also know what you could get out of life. And that's like certain things people cannot envision that, but you can see that. You know when to rest and when to play. You have this really cool balance to you in all aspects of life, which is, it's fascinating me, pile number 2. It's fascinating me to see the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles in this no nonsense approach with a new moon in reverse. You really give people honesty. Yeah, you're extreme honest person, and you set good boundaries with people. That's what's coming through. You don't rush to things. You don't rush to conclusions. You take your time when it's needed. You may not be available all the time. So yeah, as much as people would love for you to be around them more, they also enjoy that you're not available all of the time. You have a fair share of things going on, and I would say that you constantly refine your personality in a very tangible way. It's like a really no-nonsense approach to everything in life that people really are inspired by and captivated by. Could also be that you can get people hooked quite easily on topics or things that they never really were interested in, but you have this way of showing people aspects and facets to certain things that they haven't thought of themselves, so that people are conscious about more things because of you. You push people to see new possibilities as well, and you make them conscious about certain things they just did not see before. So that could be environmental, could be social. For a lot of you, I'm getting a different approach to spirituality that is like very no nonsense. You are very reliable and very relatable to people, so they enjoy that about you. It makes them feel very good to be around you. And also in the 10 of Abundance, we see something that looks like the diamond sign in the Jane Austen deck. So the 7 of diamonds, which is the 7 of pentacles, and then we have the 10 of abundance, which is the 10 of pentacles. People love that when you invest in something, it comes full cycle, and you always see it full cycle, and your investments and people, situations, and all of that, they pay off. You form very wise decisions in what to invest in with people, and your family also loves that about you. I get, which I didn't really touch upon earlier, but I get like your family really does appreciate you enormously, and they feel like you add so much value to the family. And yeah, for some of you, you add value to the family fortune. That's probably a minority, but like really like something about finances that you add to the family, or your vision adds value to the family. Yeah, with seeing clearly, your vision does add value to the family. For those of you that already have offspring, your family really does value the offspring that you have, and they enjoy spending time around them, and they love your approach and how you teach your kids about life and how you give your kids a vision for the future that is based on being very conscious. That is all I see. Pile number 2. Hope you did like the reading and hope it did resonate, and I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Hi pile 3. If you chose this deck or this crystal, then this is your reading, why people crush on you. I already pre-pulled your oracle cards, so we're gonna pull the tarot cards together. Why do people crush on pile number 3? Spirit, the Empress. We're gonna take that. And the Emperor. Wow. The Hierophant, Death in reverse, and Temperance in reverse. So we're gonna take these. Why do people, okay, 3 of Swords in reverse. Why do people crush 4 Swords upright? Why do people crush on pile number 3, Spirit? Why do people crush? 10 of Cups. Yeah, let's take the 8 of Wands as well. We have the 8 of Wands, and no, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, which was giving pile number 2. you might want to check that out. But there's like no more nuance to your reading already if you were also drawn to pile number 2 only. But pile number 2 definitely did have a lot of nuance as well. We have the Empress upright, the Three of Swords in reverse, the Emperor upright, the Four of Swords upright, the Hierophant upright, the Ten of Cups upright, the Eight of Wands in reverse, Death in reverse, and we have Temperance in reverse, and we also have the Queen of Pentacles, which we also had in pile number 2. And then we have caring. So people definitely do feel like you're very caring, but you also do indulge in self-care, which we see with the Four of Swords. Could be a frequent meditator, so could meditate quite frequently, also meditate on decisions, come to very good terms with people and situations by meditating, being in your power, really being in your power when you take time to yourself, and like your self-care makes you very attractive to people as well. So the time you invest in yourself makes you more attractive to people as well. Intuition and insight. So you're someone who's very intuitive and gets a lot of insight from the divine in one form or another. Your intuitive abilities are very accurate, so you can trust your guidance. So you have a very accurate ability to get insight and your intuition is on point. People can also trust your guidance, I get, with the Hierophant. So we see those intuitive abilities, and like you find ways, like very practical ways with the key being depicted by what type of insight you get. And with the Empress and the Emperor, the most powerful archetypes of the divine feminine and the divine masculine in the whole deck. So you're extremely powerful to people, extremely powerful. And you find the right direction, but you also unlock new possibilities for people and for yourself. And people are fascinated by that. They want to be on the same path as you are because you are very capable of creating abundance, also emotional abundance. It's fun to be around you. You have this playful side to you, and you have a very cool dynamic when it comes to like push and pull, and it's very easy to read your energy as well. Like you have a very good energy. And with Danguas, things seem to be faded with you. Everything just makes sense when people are around you. You take your sweet time. Sometimes like you might overgive, but I would say that with Temperance in reverse, it's more so people feel like there's only abundance with you. There's like no modesty in terms of what you could get. Like you can have it all. And people feel like they can have it all as well once they're around you, because you have this abundant mindset. It infects people with the same doctrine. So people love to be around you. They love to spend time with you. You always bring about new beginnings, and you can transform negative energy very fast. But I would say that you're not someone who moves too fast. So people feel like you don't move too fast with them. Oh yeah, that's definitely a thing. You are extremely caring, which we did see with the caring card, and we also see with the 10 of Cups. So I feel as though there's also emotional abundance to you, or you bring a lot of emotional abundance, and that again is probably why we see Temperance in reverse, because there is such a richness to your energy. And with the Three of Swords in reverse right off the bat, you transform your misfortunes into your strongest suits. By going within, by practicing self-care, you purify your heart. And by that, people feel like you're almost invincible. And you also don't dwell on past mistakes, hurt, and grief. And whatever people threw at you in the past, you transform that into extreme happiness and abundance. And it could be that someone from your past that did hurt you emotionally sees you thriving now. Yeah, that is not, it could be like, it's definitely a thing. With the Three of Swords in reverse and then the 10 of Cups, I see that you transformed something and you came out stronger on the other side. And someone from the past is really very captivated by you and by how you transformed things. And there seems to be some sort of pity from the past. Like someone just had ill intentions, and yeah, they see you thrive now. People feel like being with you is the ultimate key to happiness and to success in life, emotional and tangible abundance. And people feel like you're destined for great things in life. With your rune card, which is Danguas, it talks about destiny, a divine calling. And people also feel like you're extremely in tune with your divine calling, and you make right decisions, you form right decisions based on that, based on your calling. And you truly, from your heart, like you care for other people. You're someone who's like, when life hands you lemons, you make lemonade out of that. And you're someone who doesn't stop there. You're someone who makes a lemonade stand and franchises that and then takes it globally. Like that's the vibe I'm getting from you actually, with the Empress and the Emperor. And like the 10 of cups things coming full cycle, but this is extremely practical, right? So that's not only in terms of finances, I would say more so this is in terms of happiness and emotional abundance. People feel like there's no limit to what you can experience in life in terms of your happiness, emotional happiness. So naturally, they want to be a part of that. Who wouldn't want that? And actually, in the depiction of the Empress, she's cooking something. And we have that in the 10 of Pentacles as well in pile number 2. So if you are the slightest drawn to pile number 2, might want to check that one out because I get a similar energy, though this has different nuances to it. And there was also a depiction of the key, which I forgot to mention in the Hermit, but it was significant to me. It was lying on a side table, and here the person's holding a key, and there's a light like that is like illuminated. This Hierophant is illuminated in this depiction. And I wanted to say Hermit, and this is usually a depiction of the Hermit. The way this is depicted, it's giving more Hermit than it gives Hierophant. So pile number 2 could have definitely been calling to you as well. You're a very logical person, which people love, but you mix this logic with your intuition and your insight, the insight that you get, and that fascinates people. They're drawn to that, how you can alchemize situations and events. You may also be someone who's capable of changing a story from your past. Still, the facts remain the same, and still, like, you didn't change the stories in terms of the facts, but how you make the story work. Like, you can rephrase aspects from the past and make those your biggest advantages. So you have it down to the T how to alchemize shortcomings in the past to your advantage. People are fascinated by that. They really value that very highly. But you also have an extreme fun side and a very emotionally available, nurturing, caring way to you that draws people in. You invoke very positive emotions in people, and you invoke heartfelt conversations. You invoke happiness in people and seeing things from a brighter perspective. You have this natural cheerleader quality to you that sparks something in people, and they enjoy that. They enjoy being around you. They enjoy talking to you. I get the biggest impact on people from this pile. So whoever you meet and whoever's part of your life is not going to be the same afterward in a very meaningful way. And you don't actively push people to follow your agenda or any of that. It's how you make people feel that is something that transforms them from like their inside out. And people enjoy that about you. That's like a quality that is like very valuable, and it's very unique that you have this ability. You seem to be very strong and capable. Like, I could go on for days about this pile because there's so much. The energy is extremely rich, capable, and abundant, very emotionally abundant. I would say that you resolve a lot of karma, and you resolve, which was a thing in, no, that was a thing in pile number 1 actually, but with the Four of Swords, because you meditate so frequently or you do a lot of inner work, it shows in your energy. Your energy is very light-hearted. I would say that you're also very flirtatious. You have this nonchalant approach, and you don't take everything extremely serious where it's not asked for. But you are a very serious person, and you are very capable. So that's like this duality that you have going on is very captivating to people as well. Like, you're very capable, but you're not too serious in like all aspects of life where it's not asked for. You don't take like a too serious approach or a too dense energy into circumstances that don't ask for it. So people love that about you. People love how you can switch into your fun side very naturally. Oh, pile number 3, I'm crushing on you too. It's like such a catch. Really great vibes I'm getting from pile number 3. Immaculate vibes. You feel divine, very prosperous, well put together. Yeah, people would say pile number 3 is a catch. The full package. And I'm not just trying to cheer you up or make you feel very good about yourself. Like, this is actually coming through, and it's all in the cups. It's not like I'm making something up. People also love that you don't bombard them with messages. You know when it's time to pull back a little and to take care of yourself again. So you have this very balanced approach to spending time with people and family and friends. And love interests, or your love interest, or for some of you, I'm getting even like your husband or like someone who you're committed to. So you have this very well approach of spending time with someone and then spending alone time, not moving things too quick, too soon. That's not a thing with you with the Eight of Wands in reverse. So you know your timing and you're not off on that one. I think you get good insight on, like intuitive insight on when to give and when to pull back. And you have this balanced approach in terms of that, of being caring and then also doing self-care, like not only caring for others, also making sure that you're taken care of first. I get with the Four of Pentacles, Four of Swords. And this could be due to past hurt and grief with the Three Swords in reverse. So something in the past made you dissolve people pleasing to be appreciated. I would say that you naturally tend to the people that also give in return and that are on your level. And you're also not afraid to cut people off if that's what's necessary. But it's not like, I don't really see that. But people are aware that you're in this constant transformation process. So it just makes sense that what doesn't serve would fall off with the Death in reverse. I get that people don't even really try you at this point in that sense. So that's also like, that's me explaining like underlying energy. That's not actually what people really, why people have a crush on you, but that's in your energetic field what makes you more attractive. You don't give things the time of day that won't serve. That doesn't mean like you're not caring when you see something that is like a need, because that serves you as well, right? But you definitely do tend to yourself first and make sure you have a full cup to also be able to give to others then. So yeah. And extremely powerful. So people get counterpart energy from you, or they want to be your counterpart because you're so alluring to them with the Empress and the Emperor. And people intuitively pick up on you serving a greater purpose with your timeline, something with your timeline that is just so on point. And that's like something about your destiny. And people want to be part of that because they can intuitively pick up on you being very prosperous in the future as well. And always remaining that because it's part of who you are as a person. So that's very alluring about you. And you also are able to see the small things that make life worth living. You don't only depend on huge things for your happiness. It's also the small things with you. And it's also the small things that people appreciate in terms of you. Because we see this rainbow being depicted in the Ten of Cups. So you stop to see the rainbow, or you stop to smell the flowers with the Queen of Pentacles and the flower that is depicted. People feel like you have the key to emotional abundance and to happiness and success when it comes to a great relationship. People love that about you. People feel like you're very well aware of your place in life and how to get there, so you don't foolishly rush to certain things that aren't meant for you, because there's this sense of knowing what is meant for you and what's not, and just focusing on the bright side and focusing on what's meant for you. And that's like something that people pick up on, that you make sure you focus on what is actually meant for you. And that opens a lot of doors for you naturally. It seems like you gained a lot of wisdom to people, and it also feels like you're an old soul. And people also forget about time when they're around you with the depiction of Death in reverse. And there's like a time of both the skeleton and the clock is broken. So people do forget time when they're around you, because that's when they're the happiest. So this saying like time flies when you're having fun is so on point with you, how people feel around you, how you make people feel, like your presence moves the needle for people. You also seem to be bringing people together. That is all I have. Pile number 3. Hope you did like this reading, and I hope you resonated with it. See you again soon. Bye.